Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. We have full confirmation that Meghan is officially trying to reach out to the likes of the Kardashians. Meghan Markle's behaviour since she's been in the royal family has been very Kardashian-like. It has been tactless, and she has definitely lacked that self-awareness which you would expect of a member of the royal family. She has gone into the realms of a Sarah Ferguson character. Sarah Ferguson, in her early days of being a senior member of the royal family, really did struggle with tact. She had a pretty classless demeanor. There was that infamous secret recording of her essentially selling you know who to the media for $500,000. I cannot say that individual's name. So Sarah Ferguson really struggled in her early days in the royal family, but she has formally recovered from that and changed her ways, and now she is a delightful character and a very hard-working member of the firm. I'm going to get into the juicy bits of the article, which is essentially that Meghan and Harry have formally hired Kim Kardashian's lawyer to sue a photographer who they say used a drone to capture images of one-year-old Archie. There were images that popped up of Doria pushing Archie in what seemed to be a toy car about a week ago, and I think that those images were actually taken from their private property in their backyard. So now what they are doing is they are suing, and of course we know that we as the British public are paying for their legal action case against yet another newspaper outlet. And I just think that there's a fine line between saying that you want to be a public figure but then also claiming that you want to have your privacy respected. Meghan and Harry during lockdown have done nothing but continue to act as though they are still members of the royal family. They've held on to their patronages. They are still fulfilling those royal family member roles. They're acting like they're still senior members of the royal family, and yet they are not. How can they claim that they want to be left alone, yet they keep on popping up? And a lot of people have said this. They said that they didn't want the media intrusion, etc, etc, etc. If they kept their heads down and they stopped making public appearances, then the paparazzi and the media wouldn't be very interested in them or their son or where they're living. Even living in Tyler Perry's house, he is a public persona. He's all about the lights, camera and action. He's a major Hollywood star, actor and film producer. They wouldn't have chosen to reside in his location. You can be friends with someone without living in their house. They just seem to be doing everything to court that attention, even moving to LA. Now they claim that they was not molested by the media in Vancouver, except for that time when Meghan was walking the dogs. There are so many celebrities who actually walk that fine line successfully. I know Nicole Kidman has never really had her children papped. Natalie Portman has never had her children papped. A lot of these celebrities, even Cameron Diaz has recently had a baby and her child has not been papped. She has not been exploited. But celebrities like the Kardashians seem to really enjoy and court that media attention, and there's nothing wrong with that, but don't complain about it afterwards. I just think that they have really crossed the line here with taking our money yet again to open up another legal action case. I think that this is now the third or fourth legal action case that they've got going. They've got the Archie one against Splash Media. They have the one against The Sun and the Mail Online regarding Meghan and her dad. Harry has a private action case. He's now pursuing. And now they have this fourth one. How much money does the public have to shell out for Meghan and Harry's personal gripes and grievances over grappling with the fact that they were senior members of the royal family? They keep on courting this allegedly unwanted attention, and therefore they are now being pursued as a result of that, and now we have to pay for it on the back end. It's just unfair. I'm going to get through this quickly because I do find this stuff quite annoying personally, just reading it. I think it's absolutely preposterous for them to want to have their cake and eat it too. The world doesn't work like that, Meghan and Harry. The Sussexes claim the Los Angeles paparazzi crossed a red line for any parent by snapping the toddler in their Beverly Hills garden. The pair are reported to have hired Michael J. Camp of California law firm Kinsella Weitzman, I hope I'm saying that correctly, who counts reality star Kim as one of his clients to pursue the case. The couple decided to take legal action after discovering that the photos were being offered for sale as if they had been shot during a family outing in Malibu. So allegedly they was out in Malibu and they got papped. But they say Archie has not been anywhere in public since they moved to LA in March and have called the snaps disgusting and wrong. I do think that it is very invasive to have your child under the age of 5 papped, but I do not believe that it is wrong considering they have been doing Zoom calls all over the place during this worldwide pandemic, during lockdown. They are claiming invasion of privacy and are also filing for an injunction to block publications of this photo. In Californian court papers, first obtained by website TMZ, the pair claim snappers are lying because they know unsolicited photographs of a young child in the privacy of his own home are very much unlawful. Camp said in a statement on Thursday, every individual and family member in California is guaranteed by law the right to privacy in their home, which I wholeheartedly agree with. But if you're a public figure, it's very difficult to walk that line, especially if you're residing in Tyler Perry's house of all places, and if you're in LA of all places. No drones, helicopters or telephoto lenses can take away that right. The legal filing said the plaintiffs have done everything in their power to stay out of the limelight. No, they haven't. See, that's where I disagree. They have not done everything in their power to stay away from the prying eyes of the media or from the media in general, except in connections with their work, which they freely admit is newsworthy. Connections with their work. Meghan and Harry are carrying out work. I don't know for who exactly because they are no longer senior members of the royal family. It just seems like they're looking for angles. I've definitely noticed an extreme drop in interest, even with the media writing about them. I've noticed that less people are really pursuing them or taking them in. They're not a hot topic anymore, and I think that's what this case is really about. It represents the frustration of Meghan and Harry of just simply not being spoken about. But once you do something once or twice, this is now the 4th case, it stops being shocking and it starts becoming a bit uninteresting, null and void. But the photos at issue are not news. They are not in the public interest. They are harassment. I'm going to carry on here. The couple claim drones have been flown as low as 20 feet above the mansion owned by friend Tyler Perry 3 times a day in a bid to photograph them. But they must have known that this was going to happen. Why didn't they just stay in Vancouver or stay within protection of the royal fold and stay in Frogmore during this pandemic? Why go to LA of all places? They wanted this. They wanted to be popping up in American media to generate more interest. They also claim helicopters have hovered over the home between the hours of 5:30 and 7 p.m, waking neighbours and their son day after day. So it would seem as though they're claiming that these drones are so loud that baby Archie is being disturbed. I find it hard to believe. I definitely don't think that they've put baby Archie's needs at the forefront here. It has pretty much all been about them and their journey to cracking the US. That's what it seems to have been for Meghan and Harry. They're not going to get public favour by pulling out these cases and doing these cases if that's what they're seeking, but it seems that they don't really seem to care anymore as to what we think. I think that personally they are beyond help. I think all of these cases are unnecessary. All of their moves have been unnecessary, and it just doesn't make sense. Anyway guys, I'm gonna go. I'll be back for another video. Very confusing, very much a waste of time, but I'll be back and I will continue my real reporting. Bye guys.